Hello, my friends. Welcome back to English Flow. I'm Mark. Today, I want to share something that will change your English learning journey forever. If you're stuck at B1 level and dreaming of reaching B2, this episode is for you. I know exactly how you feel. You can understand movies, you can read books, you can follow conversations, but when it's time to speak advanced English, something stops you. You feel like you're trapped between intermediate and upper intermediate. You know more than a beginner, but you're not quite advanced yet. Does this sound familiar? If yes, don't worry. Today, I will show you my advanced speaking system. This system has helped thousands of B1 students reach B2 level in just 60 days. Not 6 months, not 1 year. Just 60 days of focused, smart practice. These methods are different, they are powerful, and they work specifically for the B1 to B2 transition. So get comfortable, listen carefully, and let's transform your English together. Understanding the B1 to B2 gap. Before we dive into the system, let's understand what makes B2 different from B1. This is crucial because many students don't know what they're actually working toward. At B1 level, you can handle familiar situations. You can talk about your hobbies, your job, your family. You can survive in English-speaking countries, but B2 is different. B2 is where English becomes truly useful for your career, your education, your future. At B2 level, you can express complex ideas clearly. You can debate topics you've never discussed before. You can understand native speakers even when they speak fast or use idioms. You can write detailed reports and give presentations. This is why employers require B2 level. This is why universities expect B2 for admission. But here's the problem. Most English courses teach you grammar rules and vocabulary lists. They don't teach you how to think like a B2 speaker. They don't show you the mental patterns that separate intermediate from upper intermediate. That's where my advanced speaking system comes in. This system doesn't just add more words to your vocabulary. It rewires how your brain processes and produces English. It transforms you from someone who speaks English to someone who thinks in English. The 5-part advanced speaking system. My system has 5 parts. Each part targets a specific skill that B2 speakers have, but B1 speakers lack. When you master all 5 parts, the transition from B1 to B2 becomes natural and automatic. Part 1. The complex idea framework. Let's start with Part 1. This is called the complex idea framework. At B1 level, you express simple ideas simply. At B2 level, you express complex ideas clearly. There's a big difference. For example, a B1 speaker might say, "I think working from home is good." A B2 speaker says, "While working from home offers flexibility and reduces commuting stress, it can also lead to isolation and decreased collaboration, which companies need to address through regular team meetings and social activities." See the difference? The B2 speaker isn't using difficult words. They're using a framework. They present an idea, acknowledge different perspectives, and suggest solutions. This is complex thinking expressed clearly. Here's how to build this framework. Every time you want to express an opinion, use this pattern. Step 1. State your main idea clearly. Step 2. Give one advantage and one disadvantage. Step 3. Add a personal example or suggestion. Let's practice this together. The topic is learning languages online. First, state your main idea. Online language learning has revolutionized education. Second, give advantages and disadvantages. While it provides flexible scheduling and access to native speakers worldwide, it lacks the immediate feedback and social interaction of classroom learning. Third, add your suggestion. The most effective approach combines online resources with regular conversation practice with language partners. This framework works for any topic: politics, technology, relationships, career choices. When you use this pattern consistently, people perceive you as a more sophisticated speaker. Your English sounds more mature, more analytical, more B2. Part 2, the spontaneous speaking method. Now let's talk about Part 2, the spontaneous speaking method. B1 speakers prepare what they want to say. B2 speakers think and speak simultaneously. This is a crucial difference. Most B1 students practice by memorizing conversations or preparing topics in advance. But real B2 conversation is spontaneous. Someone asks you a question you've never considered. Someone brings up a topic you know nothing about. Someone challenges your opinion unexpectedly. In these moments, you need to think and speak at the same time. The spontaneous speaking method trains your brain to do exactly this. Here's how it works. Every day, give yourself random speaking challenges. Set a timer for 2 minutes. Choose a topic you've never discussed before. Then speak continuously about that topic without stopping. Don't prepare, don't plan. Just start speaking and let your thoughts flow. Here are some topic examples. The psychology of social media addiction. Why some people are afraid of artificial intelligence. The future of work in 10 years. Whether parents should control their children's internet usage. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. You'll pause. You'll say, a lot. You'll repeat yourself. That's normal. That's your brain learning to think in English under pressure. But here's what happens after 2 to 3 weeks of daily practice. Your brain starts connecting ideas faster. English words come to you naturally. You stop translating and start thinking directly in English. This is when the magic happens. This is when B1 transforms into B2. My student Sarah told me, "Mark, after 1 month of spontaneous speaking practice, I went to a job interview in English. They asked me questions I'd never prepared for, but I answered fluently and got the job." That's the power of spontaneous speaking, my friend. Part 3, Advanced Sentence Architecture. Let's move to Part 3, Advanced Sentence Architecture. B1 speakers use simple sentence patterns. B2 speakers use complex sentence architecture. This doesn't mean complicated grammar. It means sophisticated ways of connecting ideas. Most English courses teach you basic conjunctions. And, but, so, because. These are good for B1 level. But B2 requires more sophisticated connectors. You need to show relationships between ideas in nuanced ways. Here are the advanced connectors that separate B2 from B1. For contrast, despite the fact that, nevertheless, on the other hand, whereas for cause and result, consequently, as a result of, due to the fact that this leads to, for adding information. Furthermore, moreover, in addition to this, what's more? For giving examples, for instance, particularly, specifically, such as, for concluding, in conclusion, to sum up, overall, ultimately. But here's the secret. Don't just memorize these phrases, understand their emotional weight. However is neutral. Nevertheless is stronger. On the contrary is even stronger. When you choose the right connector, your ideas flow more powerfully. Let me show you how this works. B1 version. Many people use social media, but it can be addictive, so we should be careful. B2 version. While social media platforms offer valuable opportunities for connection and information sharing, they can nevertheless become addictive due to their sophisticated psychological design. Consequently, users need to develop mindful usage habits to maintain a healthy relationship with technology. Same ideas, but the B2 version sounds more sophisticated, more analytical, more educated. This is the power of advanced sentence architecture. Practice this every day. Take simple sentences and transform them using advanced connectors. Your English will sound immediately more sophisticated. Part 4. The Professional Vocabulary Bridge. Now we come to Part 4, the Professional Vocabulary Bridge. B1 vocabulary is personal and everyday. B2 vocabulary includes professional and academic words. This bridge is essential for career advancement and university success. Many B1 students think they need to memorize thousands of new words. That's not true. You need to learn approximately 500 to 800 professional words and use them naturally in context. These words appear in business meetings, university lectures, news articles, and professional discussions. Here are the key vocabulary categories for B1 to B2 transition. Business and work, implement, strategy, efficient, negotiate, collaborate, deadline, priority, outcome, sustainable, innovative. Education and learning, analyze, evaluate, comprehensive, significant, methodology, perspective, critical thinking, evidence, hypothesis, conclusion. Social issues, inequality, diversity, discrimination, sustainability, globalization, immigration, legislation, society, community, responsibility. Technology and innovation, advancement, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, automation, cybersecurity, innovation, disruption, algorithm, database, interface. But vocabulary alone isn't enough. You need to use these words naturally in conversation. Here's my professional vocabulary bridge technique. Step 1. Learn 10 new professional words each week. Step 2. Create personal sentences with each word. Step 3. Use each word in daily conversation at least once. Step 4. Notice these words when writing or listening to professional content. For example, let's take the word implement. Personal sentence. I want to implement a new morning routine to improve my productivity. Conversation usage. My company decided to implement flexible working hours to support work-life balance. Reading recognition. Notice when business articles use implement and understand it from context. This technique builds your professional vocabulary naturally and practically. After 8 weeks, you'll have 80 new professional words that you can use confidently in any B2 situation. Part 5. Cultural Context Mastery. Finally, let's discuss Part 5. Cultural Context Mastery. B1 speakers translate their culture into English. B2 speakers understand and adapt to English-speaking cultural contexts. This is often the most overlooked aspect of language learning, but it's crucial for true B2 proficiency. Language isn't just words and grammar. Language carries culture, values, communication styles, and social expectations. When you speak English at B2 level, you're not just using English words, you're participating in English-speaking cultural contexts. For example, American business culture values directness and efficiency. British culture often uses understatement and politeness. Australian culture appreciates informality and humor. When you understand these cultural contexts, your English becomes more appropriate and effective. Here are the key cultural communication patterns for B2 English. Indirect disagreement. Instead of "you're wrong," say "I see your point, but have you considered?" Or "that's an interesting perspective, though I tend to think." Diplomatic suggestions. Instead of "you should do this," say "it might be worth considering." Or "one option could be." Professional small talk. Learn to discuss weather, current events, sports, and local culture appropriately for different professional contexts. Appropriate humor. Understand when humor is welcome and what types of humor work in professional or social situations. Here's a practical exercise for cultural context mastery. Watch English TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos from different English-speaking countries. Pay attention not just to the words, but to the communication styles. How do people disagree politely? How do they make suggestions? How do they show interest or boredom? How do they change topics in conversation? Then practice these patterns in your own speaking. Start using indirect language when appropriate. Practice diplomatic phrases when giving opinions. Learn to read social cues and adjust your communication style accordingly. My student Ahmed shared, "Mark, when I started paying attention to cultural context, my English conversations became much more natural. People responded to me differently. They seemed more comfortable and engaged." That's the power of cultural context mastery. Your 60-day implementation plan. Now you understand the 5 parts of my advanced speaking system, but knowledge without action is useless. Let me give you a practical 60-day plan to implement this system and transform from B1 to B2. Weeks 1 to 2. Foundation building. Focus on the complex idea framework and beginning spontaneous speaking practice. Daily routine. Morning, 15 minutes. Practice the complex idea framework with one new topic. Use the pattern, main idea, advantages, issues, disadvantages, personal example or suggestion. Afternoon, 10 minutes. Read one news article or professional blog post. Identify how the writer presents complex ideas and uses advanced connectors. Evening, 10 minutes. Spontaneous speaking practice. Choose a random topic and speak for 2 minutes without stopping. Weekly goal. Master the complex idea framework and feel comfortable with basic spontaneous speaking. Weeks 3 to 4. Expanding spontaneity. Continue complex idea framework while intensifying spontaneous speaking and introducing advanced sentence architecture. Daily routine. Morning, 15 minutes. Complex idea framework practice with increasingly challenging topics. Afternoon, 15 minutes. Advanced connector practice. Take simple sentences and transform them using sophisticated connectors. Evening, 15 minutes. Extended spontaneous speaking. Increase to 3 to 4 minutes on complex topics. Weekly goal. Speak spontaneously for 3 to 4 minutes on any topic while using advanced sentence structures naturally. Weeks 5 to 6. Professional development. Add professional vocabulary bridge while maintaining previous practices. Daily routine. Morning, 20 minutes. Complex idea framework using professional vocabulary. Afternoon, 15 minutes. Learn 10 new professional words per week using the bridge technique. Evening, 15 minutes. Spontaneous speaking practice using new professional vocabulary. Weekly goal: integrate 80 new professional words into your active vocabulary. Week 7 to 8. Cultural integration and mastery. Add cultural context mastery while perfecting all previous elements. Daily routine. Morning, 20 minutes. Complex discussions using all system elements, focusing on cultural appropriateness. Afternoon, 20 minutes. Cultural context study through media consumption and pattern recognition. Evening, 20 minutes. Advanced spontaneous speaking practice, incorporating cultural communication styles. Weekly goal: communicate naturally and appropriately in various English-speaking cultural contexts. Measuring your progress. How do you know if the system is working? How do you measure your progress from B1 to B2? Here are specific indicators to track your advancement. Week 2. You can express complex opinions using the framework without preparation. Week 4. You speak spontaneously for 3 to 4 minutes on unfamiliar topics without significant pauses. Week 6. You naturally use advanced connectors and professional vocabulary in daily conversation. Week 8. You adapt your communication style appropriately for different cultural and professional contexts. Additionally, here are some practical tests you can do. Record yourself having a 10-minute spontaneous conversation about a complex topic like the impact of technology on human relationships, or the future of education in the digital age. At B1, you'll struggle with complex vocabulary, pause frequently, and use simple sentence structures. At B2, you'll discuss multiple perspectives, use sophisticated vocabulary naturally, and connect ideas smoothly using advanced sentence architecture. Common challenges and solutions. Let me address the most common challenges students face during their B1 to B2 transition and give you practical solutions. Challenge 1. I understand everything but still can't speak at B2 level. Solution. Understanding is passive, speaking is active. You need to practice active production, not just passive consumption. Use the spontaneous speaking method daily. Force yourself to produce language under pressure. Challenge 2. I know advanced vocabulary but forget to use it in conversation. Solution. This is normal. Create artificial pressure to use new words. Set weekly challenges. This week I must use 10 professional words in real conversations. Track your usage. Reward yourself for success. Challenge 3. I feel fake when I try to sound more sophisticated. Solution. Every B2 speaker went through this phase. It's like learning to drive a car. At first it feels unnatural, but eventually it becomes automatic. Keep practicing until advanced patterns feel natural. Challenge 4. I make more mistakes when I try to speak at B2 level. Solution. This is actually a good sign. It means you're pushing your limits. B2 speakers make different types of mistakes than B1 speakers. They attempt more complex structures. Embrace the mistakes as part of the learning process. Challenge 5. I don't have anyone to practice with. Solution. You don't need conversation partners for most of this system. You can practice spontaneous speaking alone. You can work on vocabulary and sentence structures independently. When you do meet English speakers, you'll be ready. The B2 mindset shift. Before we conclude, I want to talk about something crucial: the B2 mindset shift. Moving from B1 to B2 isn't just about learning new skills, it's about changing how you think about yourself as an English speaker. B1 speakers think, I'm learning English. B2 speakers think, I use English. B1 speakers apologize for their English. Sorry, my English isn't very good. B2 speakers focus on communication. Let me explain what I mean. B1 speakers avoid challenging topics. I don't know enough to discuss that. B2 speakers embrace challenges. That's an interesting question. Here's my perspective. B1 speakers fear mistakes. I might say something wrong. B2 speakers use mistakes as learning opportunities. Thanks for the correction. I'll remember that. This mindset shift is as important as the technical skills. When you believe you're a B2 speaker, you start acting like one. When you act like one, you become one. Start thinking of yourself as someone who uses English professionally, academically, socially. Start believing that your ideas are worth expressing in English, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Start seeing English as a tool for achieving your goals, not just a subject you're studying. Your B2 success story starts now. My friends, today you learned about the advanced speaking system that can transform you from B1 to B2 in 60 days. You learned about the complex idea framework, the spontaneous speaking method, advanced sentence architecture, the professional vocabulary bridge, and cultural context mastery. But learning about the system isn't enough. You need to implement it. You need to practice it. You need to trust the process even when it feels challenging. Remember, thousands of B1 students have used this system successfully. Sarah got her dream job. Ahmed started feeling natural in English conversations. Maria began participating confidently in university discussions. You can be the next success story. The transition from B1 to B2 is not just about language skills. It's about opening doors to better career opportunities, educational possibilities, and personal connections. It's about expressing your full personality in English, not just the simplified version that B1 allows. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you feel ready. Start today. Choose one element of the system. Practice it for 15 minutes. Then practice it again tomorrow. Small daily actions create massive long-term transformations. Your B2 English is waiting for you. Your confidence is waiting for you. Your future opportunities are waiting for you. All you need to do is start. Keep practicing, keep improving, and keep flowing towards your B2 success. Bye for now.